Okay, man. So, Lakers win against the Warriors in 6. And yes, I will point it out, I picked the Warriors in 7. I also picked against the Lakers in round 1 against the Grizzlies, which puts me in an awkward spot for them against the Nuggets because I think very highly of the Nuggets. Give me a minute on that one. That series prediction's not going to be in this video. I want to appreciate LeBron for a little bit because the dude has been in my life and most people watching this video's life for just an extremely long time at this point. Granted, Steph Curry has as well, but with LeBron, we did see him turn back the clock a little bit more in this game where it was a little bit more matchup hunting. You had that post up on Wiggins where he's backing him down. The one where the Warriors were playing zone and he's backing down Steph at the top of the key, swing it to D'Lo in the corner for a 3. That one play where it was like a Clay Draymond pick and roll, and then like AD was high up on Clay, and so then LeBron's got a help from the opposite corner, blocks Draymond, comes the other way, and then gets like a transition layup off. Getting the Jordan Poole switch, of course in the last game the Lakers won, getting the Steph Curry switch and all that. But we got to appreciate some other things that happened with the Lakers. I mean, I'm not going to name like a million plays here, but there were just a couple that I thought were pretty all right. Like LeBron and Reeves had a couple of screen plays, I think back-to-back, where LeBron screened for Reeves. One that led to a D'Lo corner 3, and another that was, I believe, a Lonnie Walker 3. There was also that one where Steph and Clay doubled LeBron, and then he threw that perfect behind-the-back pass to Lonnie for his 3. Austin Reeves, I remember he cooked Steph on one of those ISOs, crossover into a behind-the-back, gets the three-point play. Of course, the half-court shot was nutty. AD defensively in this one, just as great as he's been all playoffs. I mean, even if it's not going to result in like a very loud play all the time, just fundamental stuff of, being there high enough on the screen, but not being out of position to get torched on the back line. Like maybe it just results in, the Warriors having to basically reset the play, swing it around, and somebody else has got to take a shot or whatever, or it becomes an ISO, and they just end up getting the look that they don't want, right? Now within this, Clay had himself a very cold shooting night. Where, if you were going to go down his shot attempts, he definitely missed some open ones, and okay, that's going to happen, I guess. There were a few plays where the Warriors, or the Lakers just left Draymond very open from outside. I think he made like 1-3. But yeah, man, it just seemed like the only way for the Warriors to ever score consistently in this series was figuring out the pick and roll attack on AD, and they had moments, with the, having GP there, and again, it did look like for the first half of, what was it, game 4, that they found the adjustment that was going to win them that game, and then, that game happened, and look, now the conversation with this Warriors team is going to shift to, is this it, right? I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going to happen, but we do know this much, okay? They have an extremely large salary that I think is projected to be over $200 million, at least according to Basketball Reference, for next season. Clay, as well as Draymond, are under contract for next season, and that's it. Granted, with Draymond, it's a player option, so that makes it a little more interesting. You got Jordan Poole and Wiggins on lengthy deals, and as we know, Poole was just inconsistent, unreliable, whatever you want to say for these playoffs, between his shot selection, defense, general decision-making stuff. Wiggins, much more consistent. It seems like no matter what the conversation was for every playoff game, we would always forget, like, oh, by the way, Wiggins had 17 and he played pretty good defense. Although he had 25 in the last one. And then you got Moody and you got Kuminga on the rookie deals. Look, I'm going to attempt to make like a very soft prediction. I think deep down the Warriors front office would like to extend Clay and Draymond, but just on cheaper contracts. As far as how those guys are going to feel about that, I don't know. That's the fun part about negotiations. As far as the roster, I think they could use another big. Sure, Looney is everybody's favorite role player, and he definitely still has a spot on the team, no doubt about that, but just more size would be nice, even if Draymond can, guard guys bigger than him and all that. Jakob Poeltl was a very popular name that Warriors fans talked about, around the deadline and stuff. I think they could also use like one more good two-way wing, which every single team in the league would like to have. Now, the hope for them is that Kuminga and Moody can both be that, right? Kuminga more of the downhill juice, screen setter, offensive rebounder, cutter, all that. Moody more of like a fundamental type of wing. So we'll see with those two. But the other thing, like they just need Jordan Poole to be better in the playoffs, especially. Regular season, like he does have a sort of inconsistency to him where some stretches he'll be going crazy, making all the tough shots. Other stretches he'll be a little rough. But by the end of it, it was like he was fine. But in the playoffs, he was just bad. And so I don't know what you got to do there. Like, do you need to have him sit down with coaches and do a better job of reading plays and split-second scenarios? Do you need him to, is it something with his shooting form, or when he gets tired that his shooting form starts to go? But, he'd be walking into these games, and before you know it, he's like 0 for 5 from the field, so I don't know. I mean, he can be pretty shifty with the ball in his hands when he taps into that side of his game. And I mean, if we go to the regular season, like, I wouldn't be shocked if he scored 20 points a game again, but it's, playoffs. So anyway, that'll do it. The Lakers move on. I've had a great time watching this Lakers team, even if I keep picking them to lose every series. And I guess Lakers Nuggets video will probably be, well, depending on when you're watching this, it might be the day of you watching this, but we have a day where there's no games. It's kind of wild, so I guess that's the prime time to do that video. So I got to dive into some regular season stuff between those two teams. We'll see if it ends up mattering because of the trade deadline stuff for the Lakers. I don't know, but yeah, Lakers, LeBron, it's good stuff.